another vertical stream. Only because right now the internet's been kind of crappy down in my basement. I don't know why, but I can't seem to, for the life of me, to get a live stream to work on the laptop down here. I plan on starting to do more upstairs. I actually have a designated table and stuff. I just haven't got the microphone and whatever to set up. And it's also dirty right now because of Casey. So look forward to those probably more in the near future. I'm going to try to do like once or twice a week. Hopefully some people hop in here in the near future. Hey, we got one person. Just kind of waiting around for a minute. Hey, Bolin. Actually, while I'm waiting, I have to put some new blades in. Because if I'm chopping this thing up, I kind of don't want to... I probably should do it with some dull ones that are hanging around. But... as you... oh, you got the NECA GMK. Sweet. That one's solid. I always liked that one. I actually just wrapped up a figure using that dude as a base. Well, some of him as a base. So just finished this thing here, which had the GodIlla head. Was trying to make him a little bit more stylized, as you can see with him being thinner and more going on, and spikes, kind of making him more like 90s inspired, since their Titanic Creations is doing the official one. Which, funny enough, oh, this guy, he's getting murdered today. I got my hair gun, or hair dryer, and we're going to be chopping him up to make him fully posable, is the game plan for this guy. So that'll be fun. And then, like I mentioned with the Titanic Creations, I actually got another gear on him, because the person that's been making the figures for them, I'm making one for him. So this is a commission by Dope Pope. If you guys haven't checked out his 3D models and artwork, he is fantastic. And he also made Tiamat in the new GodIlla movie. So he asked me if I could chop up one of these and make it Showa colors. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to get him chopped up. I don't know if I'm going to try to get him mostly assembled this week and then maybe painted next week randomly. Because I feel like I should give this guy a little more priority, since it is for, I say that, but I like to try to treat everybody equal. So I tend to, when I'm doing commissions, I hop around a lot on them. So I'll work on one a day, work on another one another day, mess around. Just so I don't get bored. And I'm not like hyper focused on one thing, because then I tend to miss more things. Oh, you got the one with the blue? Again, it's a super solid one. Anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. We didn't mention that part. I gotta put a new blade into this one, which GodIlla's currently standing on the old ones. But yeah, gonna make it fully posable. So that's the goal. I told the guy I will at least make it NECA good. We're aiming for that, because it's a commission. Somebody paid me to chop them up. We're going to chop. Well, is paying me to chop them up, so we're going to chop them up. He really wants a posable 99 and 101 12-inch scale, so we're going with this one, which sort of hurts my feelings. I just finished wrapping up the random stuff for the review, so when Casey wakes back up from the nap, I'm going to work on editing this. I really want to chop up the one I have, and keep this one. But you definitely lose some things if you're doing that. For starters, this thing's eyes, the way they did them, are fantastic. So I am not doing a darn thing to these eyeballs. But definitely so we're going to chop them up as much as it hurts. My hope is, I've done some stuff like this previously, and I'm kind of hoping, I actually want to try to set them up like a suit. So using this as like the armature for the inside, and then it'll move around. Hopefully. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I might have to improvise some things. As a worst case scenario, I'll just reuse parts from that for other things, like pop the arms off and we'll just reuse the elbows, and then I'll have to make joints for the shoulders. So now that we're at this point, because this one I plan on actually scanning this one. It's my hopes for this. So I'm going to set it up to scan so I can make little I can make copies of this if I want to when I'm done. So this one I'm planning on making it a little bit more easy to scan. Yeah, he's gonna be a fun one for sure. So I was planning on doing it like this anyways because trying to chop up this thing while having the camera down just isn't gonna be really possible. I think so. Yeah, I think this is 14, right? Yep, that's mine. This was like one of the. It's like a Chinese knockoff shirt that my buddy got like a bunch of them and none of them fit because this is like I think this one's a 4X technically and it like just fits and I fit into like I can fit into a 1X so tells you something. So usually with these things I tend to start towards the top and I'll work my way down, but I'm gonna have to take off his jaw. We're gonna take off the top of the head here. I'm gonna try. Actually, you know what? I brought it. Oh, I can use this guy because I like to keep like a monster arts as a reference on how I want to go about it. Because for the most part, I'm going to be kind of doing the same thing here. Oh, that sucks about the fever. Ooh, somebody did a burning. That'd be sweet. But I'm going to try to keep most of the head here. So probably like right around here. And then chop the jaw, just leave like a little bit of an undersection. Then a cut here around the neck. Probably gonna go upwards with it. So right around here and then cut down around the neck. The arms are so far the only thing I'm not 100% how I'm gonna cut these. Because the way it's set is technically the joint more starts here. But I feel like I need to chop this off to really get the posability off of it. So taking the shoulder piece here, even though it's technically a connected piece the way the suit's designed. Granted, if I left that though, it would feel more suit accurate, I guess, because this part shouldn't move. More than likely, I'm still gonna have to probably take this part off here. And then right above the elbow, maybe the lower elbow. Gotta chop the hand off. Legs are easy enough. Looking at this thing, and then probably because where you got to cut it is I got to make sure I don't damage any of the spines. Well, that's not bad. You talking about the Monster Arts Final Wars? And trying to figure out that cut. Oh, you know what? I'm just noticing whoever painted the back here actually probably didn't do that. There's some imperfections. No, I'm looking because I got a cut along here, and the issue is there's this spikes right here, but I want so I have to go kind of around through here and then up and around. And then cut out the tail. I think every 2 sections, I want to slice it. I think, anyways. It's sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then probably from here we can move with the 4. So 9, 10, 11. Go with 11 sections. Yes, it will be articulated. So the only thing I haven't decided yet is how to get this shoulder bit off of here. Because the other thing is if I take off this entire section, I'm going to have to remake part of the scaling here. And then I'll have to go in. Which I guess I'm kind of signed up for doing that anyways. I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm still going to keep the shoulder separate. So I'm going to cut this off, and then if I have to take the shoulder off and use it kind of like a shoulder pad, we'll do it. And then I'll just sculpt the bits back on. Okay, so we need to soften them up first. And like I said, we're going to start with the head, just to kind of like the head and remove the random things. So I'm going to take the arms off, take the legs off, take the head off, and then work on getting the body cut. And like I said, I think I kind of... Where exactly do I want to chop this head off? I guess I want to be a little bit lower there. Because this I want to kind of keep. Technically it's vinyl. So heating it up, it should soften it up enough to make it easier to cut. So I think I want to remove it right around there. Because I'm going to take pretty much... There's a seam for this mouth, and I kind of just want to pop it off. And then bring that around the head here. Because the other part is there is this seam here, which I might just want to cut partly along the seam and then bring it down. It's probably going to give you my best bet. Oh, a Dremel? Nope. For this, it's just going to be a good old-fashioned X-Acto blade. I'm going to try not to cut myself. It's good times. Forgot I was sanding earlier. The only thing is, this is an older hair dryer, so it takes a minute to warm up. Once it warms up, we're good to go. Honestly, I probably should have went and grabbed the heat gun. Which I'm kind of contemplating on doing now. You guys can see me have problems with that. It's a bit warmed up. Let's try it. Worst case scenario, you guys might go on an adventure with me. I was going to say, yeah, if you want to get them, check like Big Bad Entertainment Earth. There's a link in the description. Help us out a bit. But I do think they have Godzillas on there too. Oh, fourth quarter would be like sometime during the fall it should release. So like I said, I kind of want to keep, there's a seam here, and then right here, I can go in between the spikes here to try not to, as I want to try not to damage spikes while I'm cutting this thing. And then it goes right in. Worst case scenario, if I got to fix something, I will fix something. Ooh, there's something hard there. Okay, I might have to go get the hair dryer. Or not the hair dryer. The heat gun, because I think I need to be able to heat that up better. So you're coming on an adventure with me. Is that better? Did I hit a button? I might have hit a button. My apologies. Now let's figure out which one's the hair dryer. We're all good now? Okay. You good. Oh, also, if you guys want to see real quick. Oh, working on this, dude. In my spare time. I kind of got the scaling to work on still. But this is kind of like when I'm watching Casey, I've been working on this thing. I got to thin the teeth down a little bit, but essentially what I'm making is the Zilla puppet, or Godzilla puppet from 55. So, still working on that guy, but he's kind of just been a project in my own time. As I say, I don't know why the cord's still attached. I'm scared. Okay, back to the basement. Oh no, I just heard the babies. Okay, we might be cutting the stream a little short. Because looks like somebody woke up. Really kind of sad about it. Usually she sleeps longer. Well, I'm getting this head chopped off, and then we'll go there. You guys came with the adventure with me. We have to at least sort of damage this thing. Alright. Not sure why I thought that was going to work. We haven't even plugged it in yet. Also, I had to fix this thing recently because a piece of plastic broke on the inside and got stuck with the fan. Now, be careful with these. You don't want to hold it too close to the figure. And I don't recommend, there's two settings. If you put it on high, you're probably going to start melting it. But I really need to warm this guy up a bit. I just gotta be really careful not to burn myself. Okay, that's better. I'm still hitting something here, and I don't know what. Cuts there. Hey, Venom Fin. I'm assuming it's probably what connected the head to the piece. Yeah, it's like right there where the seam where the mouth is. There is another piece of vinyl hanging out in there. So just gotta be careful. I gotta apply a little bit of pressure, but I gotta make sure I don't slam this thing towards myself. Try to tuck it in right under the spike here. I am 100% cutting this thing. And we are under the neck where I wanted to be. Through that side. Pop the blade out. So like I mentioned, try to be as safe with these as humanly possible. Oh, this guy, $350, I think was his price. We got him up for somebody from Japan off eBay. Now here's the fun part, is always trying to gauge where exactly my cuts were. So I want to try and make this as even as humanly possible. Yeah, like I said, I won't be able to be on for too much longer because Casey's awake. Now, see, we cut through. Something is there, though. What is still... Alright, we're brute forcing this a little bit. Yep, got off eBay when it first came out. Again, do be careful with exacto blades. Oh, it's off. So there's this extra piece. Oh, don't tell me that runs all the. Okay, it's just in this section here. I think it's just meant for added support. But the head is off. I'm going to possibly try to keep this, at least some of it, because I'm going to have to use epoxy to put the joints back together on some of these parts. And the easiest thing that'll make this figure not work as well is because of how heavy epoxy gets, it'll weigh it down. So ideally, you want to try to do as many like cost cutting or weight cutting things as humanly possible. Pains a man. Yeah, it should be okay. Sorry, that's why I'm trying to do this, because it's so freaking big, it's really hard to really adjust the camera to an appropriate site. Because right now I'm just using the phone. Like I said, I'm going to be getting off here in a minute anyways. But for the jaw here, I just kind of want to break the glue seam. Which I think if I heat it up, I'll be able to do that. So, heat gun. Just a little bit. Because I already stressed this piece here. I'm just going to kind of go along the head here. Hello. Let me bring you guys down to the table and try to tighten it up a little bit so you guys can see a little better. Problem is now I can't read the chat, but I'm sure you guys will be alright. But I don't want to cut towards myself with this thing, because that's going to be where, if I'm going to hurt myself, it's definitely going to be when doing that. So right now I'm just trying to break the glue. That's around the mouth here. Now it doesn't need to be perfect when cutting this. Like I said, when I go back over, I'm going to be epoxying things anyways. Because the one time you're going to also get randomly hurt yourself with these things is if you get too impatient, you're trying to be quick about it. And then with vinyl, depending on how thick the section is how easily the knife's going to go through it. So there's a hard bit here, but I don't know if there's like a softer bit like slightly after it. So I'm applying pressure and then just you fling the knife, because I definitely have done that before. And needless to say, I don't want to do it again. It depends on when you're buying the figures. Like this, like we ordered this like right when it came out, so the prices weren't too bad. Like I got it for pretty much the same price as if you're gonna buy it from like Entertainment Earth or Big Bad. Where am I still glued? There we go. Off. Because then ideally it will stick a ball joint there and then it'll be able to rawr. This is the plan. So right back here will be the joint will hook into here, the ball joint will be there. I'll probably shave this out a little bit more so that this piece will be able to kind of go into the mouth. More than likely. Real quick, I can kind of show you guys, at least with this, how it's gonna go. So see, like right there, that's where it flicked down. That's why you always want to try to cut away from yourself. I'm just gonna, ideally I'd keep shaving away at this piece. Just like with the mouth here. But you tend to work on it kind of like you're whittling. And then here, I'm just going to chop off a little piece there and just try to go as straight down as I can. So that when this comes in, it'll hopefully, like I said, I got to shave some of this off, but it'll be able to bend into the mouth when I'm done. But there's quite a bit of excess vinyl here. So it's going to be quite a bit of sitting here just whittling it away until I get a respectable opening. I'll probably have to trim some of this off too on the sides here just to be able to, for that piece to have somewhere to go. Yeah, see, Toshi gets violent really quick. Rawr. Though, that being said, we got a box here. The parts that get chopped off go into said box. Okay, well, now that I murdered its head, I think we're going to call it good, at least for right now. I might, if I get a chance, we'll do some more of this later. So look forward to another stream later in the evening. The thumbnail's probably just going to be this thing missing a head. And we'll see how it goes. Why does it always hit you? Yeah, thank you guys. Anyways, we'll try that again. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys like to keep up with the Dayway channel, donate greatly, would appreciate it. Guys like to pick up some Haya collectibles for yourself. Link in description for calcustoys.com. They just got the Muto in stock. So if you guys want to get it before a lot of the stateside sites, you can save 6% off your order. Code SteveCalcus at checkout. Puts it about the same price after that. G14? Yeah. I think he's still for pre-order. I don't think he comes out till like later this year. But other than that, also you can check out the link in the description for Entertainment Earth 2. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I mentioned, hopefully I'll try to do one later. But see you guys.